honestly, and I'm probably going to get eaten alive for saying this, I feel like a lot of women have forgotten their place. And we live in this inverted world, and I feel we got stuck in this whole feminism thing. Feminism is a scam. And now it's like trying to undo. It is feminism. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, we are equal in value, but we are not equal in traits. We are different. Men and women are different.
I agree with that.
And I'm so sick and tired of why are we fighting to be something that we're not? I am not a man. I will never be a man. And for those of you that make that decision, I love that for you. Period. But there are certain things that are just, y'all are stronger than we are. We are more detail oriented than you are. There are certain traits that we naturally got from God based on the gender that we are. And it's all based on survival. It's all based on human nature. And so I feel like a lot of women, not all women, but most women have forgotten their place.
Within themselves,
within the order of family, within the order, even like with God. You know, if you just want to start blanketing statements, like, now this is the thing. If you are a masculine woman, that's fine. But stop acting like you're feminine. If you want to be a boss, babe, I don't need no man. You go do you, boo. But stop teaching that that's the answer. Because I'm sick and tired of this divide of the family. I'm sick and tired of now good men, like, and I'm listening to like stories, right? Good men are getting lazy in dating. They're getting lazy in the pursuit because women are making either everything too easy or they're too hands off. So now what's the point in even trying to date a woman when you're the man that you want me to be?
Feminism is a scam. It was sold to women as it would make them happier, but what they're seeing is, hey, if I sacrifice my entire life to go focus on my professional career, it actually doesn't make me happier. I become more depressed and anxious, and there's more stress in life, versus the original plan, the way God designed it, was the husband is the head of the household and the woman is coming up under him, and she gets to take care of the family, and she can have a professional career too, which is fantastic, but it's not her primary aim. Her primary aim is not. And so what we have many women that are dissatisfied with their life. Imagine being a 50-year-old woman with no kids, but you have a bunch of money. You have no family, but you are wealthy. You've worked your way up the social professional hierarchy. And so I think women are realizing that they want to come back home. They still want to work 100%, but they want their family to be the priority, not their professional career.
I am honestly so proud of the women today. And they think that it's an insult to us that they have to run to third world countries to find women who are poverty stricken. Women who ain't never seen $3 all lined up together in their life. Women who got to share one spoonful of rice with a family of 6. Women who don't have rights, who can't work, who probably only bathes once every 2 months. Women who in their countries are getting raped by their men, beat up by their men. Nowhere around them do they feel safe. From a child up, they're raised to just accept how men treat them because they just don't have any rights. They're basically slaves. These women are in poverty, and these men be so broke in the United States, so ugly in the United States, so corny in the United States.
Jesus. So if these men are all of that, then why are you worried about them? This is a wild video. That video was absolutely from that one. There's some similarities in the women that are on this video. See if y'all can catch it.
Subservient to them and do what they want, basically some sort of indentured servitude.
You feel that you need to go to Antarctica to marry a polar bear. Get a polar bear.
I'm gonna just keep it real. And you think you're gonna come in that country and you're gonna take that? I ain't protesting the damn thing. I mean, I ain't protesting to get you back to these United States. Stay your stupid ass over there.
I don't think black women care.
We do not care.
That we don't care. We literally don't. Like we care. We don't care.
No one gives a you because we never cared about you to begin with. Let's be clear.
But I believe in y'all still. The ones that's doing the work anyway. We don't want you other ones anyway.
We don't give one. Not one rise. I keep telling y'all this. We don't care.
Yes, passport, bro. We don't care where you go. We don't care who you with. Look, a hard thing to care. We don't care.
This one right here saying that she don't care. So y'all can go ahead and scratch her off your list of dateable women. I know y'all hurt. I know y'all sad about that, but y'all gonna just have to chalk that one up to the game. She is not available to you guys. That's what she's saying. So I know y'all gonna go home, cry in the car or whatever, because you don't have access to this woman. And I'm sorry for that. You know, Passport Bros, maybe you could find another woman in Brazil or something like that to maybe replace this woman right here, because she says she don't want y'all. So
women like to date up. They don't date down. Men have a tendency economically to date down or equal, but they tend to more often date down. They like to find women who are in some way going to see them as a provider, a protector. That's something men enjoy. It's also something that many women enjoy, having a man who is a provider and protector. So essentially what this comes down to is when women are in a position that they are elevated professionally. So they get a raise at work, they get a promotion at work, they're now CEO of the company instead of CMO or whatever it might be. It gets harder for them to date up, because if you're already the CEO, that's as up as it gets. So you have to find someone who's the CEO of a better company than yours, or someone who's the CFO of a company that's much larger than yours. If you're Fortune 500, you got to find someone Fortune 50. Now again, are these phenomenon locked in? No, of course. There's plenty of Fortune 500 CEO women who are probably dating like a musician who's not terribly successful, or an artist, or a school teacher. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife immediately or very quickly after their divorce married a school teacher. She thereafter divorced him. But ultimately, this is something that a lot of women, this is a documented phenomenon that a lot of women like to date up. And the higher up women get in the economic ladder, the harder it is for them to date up. And so therefore it creates a likelihood of potential divorces.
You want to know something? Women are the absolute cruelest creatures on this planet.
And, you know, things I see that women do, things I know and heard that women do, the paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation. How good men get stomped out, how kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like, I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish, gimme, I want that type of way about me. So, about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that, are usually the worst, because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it. And so I really just think most women are naturally evil, period. I just think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the dagger.
If you're insecure about your height, I'm about to make that 100 times worse. It's a well-known fact that most couples nowadays are meeting through various different dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, etc. And as you can see with this stat done on Bumble, unless you are 6'4", you are pretty much going to be fighting an uphill battle when it comes to actually attracting women. In fact, you actually don't even stand a chance, because they're going to use height filters, so you're not even going to be shown in their feed. Like, you're literally not even on the algorithm. Like, GG, bro. It's time to hang up the towel and quit. But what this study fails to tell you is that in order to have height preferences on any of these dating apps, you actually have to pay for the premium service. So if you know how women use dating apps, they don't pay for the premium service because they literally don't need to. These girls get hundreds of matches every single week. So it would literally be a waste of money for them to actually pay for the premium account. So you actually have nothing to worry about. In fact, I'm only 5'6", and online dating comes really, really easy for me. In fact, real quick, here's my Hinge. And as you can see, I have my height in my bio. And here's my inbox as of recently. I literally maxed out the amount of matches. Like, Hinge only lets you have 8 matches at a time. And I've literally exceeded that. In fact, I exceed it almost every other day, which is pretty frustrating, but is what it is. Suffering from success, I guess you could say. But But the point I'm getting at is this just goes to show if you actually know how to navigate online dating and curate an attractive profile, it doesn't matter what your height is. Anyone can have success. Like, if I can do it, there's literally no reason you can't either.
You'll see a lot of these shows or these podcasts where when a woman gets to talking with some sort of common sense, then men are like, and men start conceding points. It's like, yeah, I can agree with that. A lot of times, because I'm thinking about Sarah, and she was like, I don't agree with feminism. And the guy backed up. He's like, whoa, wow, really? Yeah, no, I don't agree with it. I think we are equal in value, but I don't think our roles are the same. And the other guy was like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Most men understand that. Most men love women. They treat women with respect. But modern women have gotten to the point to where they just disrespect men. I'm gonna treat you however I want to treat you. I'm just like you are. I can do the very same thing that you do. No, you can't. And before you go off, you don't need to. I can do that. You're trying to do my job and your job. And then you're mad that you have to do both people's job. But you signed up for that. I'm still telling you, you don't have to do that. You said, I want to do that. You ain't going to put me in no box. You ain't going to trap me. I got my own net. Nobody said any of that. Relax.
Most women you meet in clubs, bars, or lounges are just using you for free drinks. So I highly recommend most of your code approaches being in person during the daytime. When you meet women out, you're drinking, they're drinking. These women are just so opportunistic. As soon as they see some 1942, Casamigos, some Hennessy, they're just gonna come, enjoy themselves, and usually leave. Even also, most instances where I've even seen guys being in clubs or bars, I'll see a guy be talking to a girl all night, he hooping with her, doing his thing, and the very last 5 minutes of the party, she's leaving with another guy. I've been in that situation. I'm doing my thing with a girl, I go to the restroom, I'm just gone for a few minutes, I come back from the pisser, she's with another man. That's how quick it is, because once again, alcohol is being involved, so these women, their judgment is poor, your judgment is also poor. You know, you get Hennessy vision, Casamigo vision, you see what I'm saying? Like, imagine that, you done drop some bread on some mid. She calling you ugly. She ugly too. And you like, yo, she dissing you. You like, yo, this is mid work. And she dissing me. So to not fall into that situation, just don't be in that environment to begin with. I do not recommend you going out spending $1,400, $2,000, you know, on bottles. You know, even if you go to the most regular spot, man, a bottle end up being $700 for one bottle. You know, it's not worth it. Just for a girl to come online and to diss you, you ain't get no box. You know what I'm saying? You ain't get nothing. All you got was some IG highlight stories for 24 hours, man. So do better, gentlemen. Don't waste your money. It's too much money you're spending when you go into these venues. Stop giving, you know, your money to these venues. It's not worth it. You know, the interest of the women is always questionable. Trust my baddies only. If you need help with your dating psychology, you want to know better places to meet women, I will fly to you in person. I will coach you, fix your image, fix your approach so that you can attract high value women and secure them and go on dates consistently every week. DM me app.
Why are young black couples not getting married? Specifically, why are young black men not asking?
The modern man there's a lot less incentive on getting married nowadays. Many would argue that in the modern society, the man stands more to lose. Because you understand, and this is a philosophy that I wrote when I was in high school, men look at women as investments. So a woman, a real man, like a real elite top tier man, we look at women as investments. Not as in, you know, what's in it for us, give and take. It's an emotional investment. It's a spiritual investment. Women look at men for a different type of, not so much investment. They're looking for, you're more based off of safety, security. You're in that realm of like, make me feel good, make me feel safe, make me confident that I made the right choice. We're generally looking at women as we bring them a seed and we just need you to help it grow. That's it. So when men say, you're not supporting me, they're basically saying, hey, I have a seed here. Can I get some water? You know, so in the modern society, I think why men aren't asking is because there's fears of having that failed return on investment.
Dating apps are losing users as more people report burnout, ghosting fatigue, and dissatisfaction with swipe culture. Let's talk about it. Because quite frankly, I don't know about anybody else, but I despise dating apps for multiple reasons. Number one, I know that it's probably a little hard to believe because I am so social online. But y'all, I'm really naturally introverted, and I also did not get a lot of attention growing up. I was the bullied, okay? Not the bully, I was the bullied. And I kind of had like that ugly duckling syndrome, even though I was never ugly, but I just ain't know it. All of the things, right? So it already gave me severe anxiety to be put up on a platter like a menu item, to just be swiping left and right. I don't necessarily like that. But the introvert in me likes the online aspect because, like, it's not in public. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine swiping left and right in person? Embarrassed. That's like that popping a balloon thing, but that's a different video for a different day because y'all know I don't like that. Anyway, the thing is, right? The ghosting fatigue, the burnout, like the options, especially Hinge be getting on my nerve. Talk about some, we found a perfect guy for you. He's very compatible, and whole time it's a gremlin. Cause what do you mean? I know you didn't just send that over here. Go to the back, cause I know you got some more in the back. And I'm not paying for your little funky app. I done did that already. Still gremlins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think somebody is behind it. Anyway, I want to know what y'all think, because I be finding people on the online streets who be saying that they found their love through the apps. I feel like some of y'all lying. It can't be that I'm the only person. Whoops. It can't be that I'm the only person who just not experiencing it. Am I tripping or not? Let me know in the comments.
As a short man, I've been shamed way more for my height by men than women. The thing is, that's because the women are hiding from you. They don't want to see you at all, and they don't want you seeing them. 90% of the women I've met in real life will say horrible things and bash short men. Now, why do we have such different experiences? Where are these women coming from? The thing is, they feel comfortable around me because I'm not one of you. But yes, there are plenty of women in the world who do not care about height, and those are the ones that talk to you. Look at it this way. I've never in real life ever heard any woman say something bad about my earrings. But online, I always hear women say they'll never talk to a man or date a man who wears drop earrings, but they're never on that kind of timing in real life. Now, as part of that reasoning that I'm handsome and charismatic so I can kind of just get through that firewall, you betcha. But another reason is these women don't make themselves known to me because they don't want to talk to me because I'm wearing the earrings that they don't like. I could be delusional and say, oh, it's only on the internet where women complain about earrings. But the thing is, even when people say things on the internet, they have to log off and go somewhere, right? Like, they're real people. I hate when people say, oh, this is a take you only hear online. It's like, these people have to be somewhere in the real world, right? They're not all just magical computer people. You just don't see them. So short men, I assure you that women do say bad things about you. They just say it to me. I love it when they do that because that just means I'll never be outdone. Like, everyone they've ever talked to or ever will talk to will always be shorter than me and or less handsome than me unless they date Kelly Oubre. Yeah, but anyways, also to get back on topic, I don't think I can say the same for men. I think some men will go out of their way to like harass somebody. So that's part of it. But yeah, no, all in all, yeah, they're definitely saying bad things about you. Trust me, I hear it every day.
I've seen people be like, I could never date like a liberal, like guys saying that, but like we understand that like girls' political beliefs are malleable, right? Like what girls believe in is malleable.
This is unfortunately actually kind of true. Not in the sense that women are dumb or men know better, or that there aren't women who are extremely strong in their values and what they believe. There are a lot of women who will sacrifice their values and beliefs in order to be loved. Here in the TikTok bubble, it's really easy to get lulled into a sense that there's just loads of women out there who are really strong in their beliefs and will not waver on them. There are a lot of women like that. That's wonderful. That's the way I would like women to be. There is no shortage of women who will sacrifice anything, you, her mama, her beliefs, in order to be loved. We are socialized from such a young age to believe that being picked by a man, being chosen by a man, being cherished by a man is the only thing worth having, above your values, above your pursuits, above whatever it is you believe. Obviously, I don't agree with this guy. I think it's sinister to take a liberal woman and try to change her into a conservative partner for you. I think that's really sinister and bad. Don't do that. Ew. Not denying that that's been his experience, that these liberal women will turn themselves conservative for him or for his friends. That's been my real lived experience with people I know in real life. A lot of people, not just women, have high ideals until it requires some kind of sacrifice from them. People are not particularly strong in their own values, but women are quicker to throw them away if they have the opportunity to be loved. I don't think there's any value in being in denial about this. Like, this is just something that happens. This is something that happens a lot. And the solution is not just saying, that doesn't happen, the way his comments are.
It's wild. I've spoken to women I know who have essentially come home and
found their partner asking for a breakup, they'll sort of go upstairs and find that they've already packed up all of their belongings, and they're sort of like, right, I'm going, and they walk out the door, and then they never hear from them again. And it is strangely common, I think, for people who have been together for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I think we're quite used to ghosting happening for casual relationships and situationships. It's sort of just a common symptom of modern dating, but I think this feels quite new and even more insidious for obvious reasons.
And as you say, the difference here is that this is for people who are in long-term relationships. And some of the stories that are in your piece of people who've, been away on holiday together, family holidays, they've talked about moving in, and then they suddenly find their partner just never speaks to them again. How should people respond in this situation? If this is happening to you, what can you do about it? What should you do about it?
Well, I think you should treat it like the kind of grief that it is and take it very seriously, because these things can obviously leave lasting psychological damage. You can be doubting your own recollection of events and sort of end up feeling like you imagined an entire relationship. I think one common reason why this might happen is that the person who ghosts is secretly in another relationship. That's something I've heard happening quite a lot. But I think you just have to take solace in the fact that, well, this person clearly wasn't right for you if they can treat you like that, and feel grateful that they're not in your life anymore. And if you can, try and get some very, very good therapy to deal with it, because it's a pretty horrible situation to be in, obviously.
Once again, Marvin, he's right. He's right. A lot of these modern women, I think he was talking about, modern women, they're out for themselves. They're opportunistic to the point of disrespect. And they don't really understand that that's ruining their chances with a man down the road. Just for the simple fact that, modern women never become stable. They never really do. Like, whoever's going to pay for the bottle, who's ever going to pay for their way in a club, who's ever going to allow them on a yacht, who's ever going to take me to this expensive and fancy restaurant, that's who I'm looking for. I think the woman said, I met up with a random ugly guy and he on a trip, and he's a vibe, and I liked his energy, and he paid for the tab. That's what they do. If he's going to pay for the tab, I'm down with it. Right? Never mind the fact that she might have been actually talking to a guy that might have some potential. Doesn't matter to me. I'm looking for a good time.
I just heard someone say, women don't choose bad men. Men hide who they are until they're comfortable.
Oh, I bet you heard that, because some women have selective hearing. Here, I'll do exactly what you did. Women don't hear facts. They hear what they want to hear. Now, obviously not all women, but genuinely, if a man came up on this app and was like, yo, dude, men don't actually choose crazy women. No. Women hide their crazy until it's too late. You'd be like, dude, that's coke. Choose better. Learn to read the signals. In hindsight, like, first time you are with a crazy woman, by the way, you don't realize it until it's too late. That I'll grant you. But there is signs leading up to it. That's what hindsight's 20/20. So the next time you're on the first and second and third date, you will recognize those signs. Let's not disable our women, right? Give accountability back to these women. I'm begging you. Like, she really thought she ate, bro. All you're doing is you're acting like women are children. Like, they're not responsible for anything that happens to them ever. And that is literally insulting to a grown adult. And I'll be honest with you, bro, the internet's tired of it.
I hung up the plane at LAX with a dream my cardigan.
Okay, I have a question. So, women that make these types of posts and agree with them have never found a man useful. Tell me, how much of your life do you do completely on your own with no help at all from any man ever? Did you build your own house? Manufacture your own car? In fact, did you develop the majority of the technology that's currently used in the world today to actually make it the place that it is? Furthermore, who exactly protects your livelihood the way that it is so that you can have the freedom to actually express opinions like this? And when are the rest of you that think like this moving to a place all on your own so that can it be just women supporting women that feel this way about men? and let me know how that little adventure goes, because thus far from what I've seen, women usually need men at the end of the day, even if they don't like admitting it.
More women own more homes than men, vote at higher rates than men, do not have to do dirty, grueling work as often as men by any measure. Men hold debt at higher levels than women, yet women graduate at higher rates and have higher rates of higher education. And women claim they have no duty to be a mother, but courts often side with them and go in their favor because of the expectation and role and presupposition of them intending to be a mother. Insurance is less expensive for women, and suicide rates are higher in men. Women also have lower crime rates and are convicted at a lesser rate for the same crimes as men. And yet the majority of the enforcing all these rights and laws are men, including the military draft, which only men have to sign up for. And yet somehow the patriarchy is oppressing women. So is the patriarchy actually that bad, or is it actually pretty benevolent?
Here's advice I think all young men need to know. Number one, the one thing that you're holding on to is the thing that's holding you back. That old situation, that ego, that attachment, let it go or it's gonna keep you stuck. Number two, never expect what you give. Just because you're real doesn't mean that everyone else is. Give from who you are, not what you expect back. Number three, stop chasing lust. Lust will have you drained, distracted, and settling. Number four, a mistake repeated more than once is their character. Pay attention to patterns, not apologies. People show you who they are. Number five, stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison will have you rushing your life, choosing people just to keep up. Number six, emotional intelligence is everything. How you communicate, how you respond, how you understand, that's what keeps relationships healthy. Number seven, learn to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you'll accept anything that feels like attention. Number eight, it's not your job to teach someone else how to love you, but your responsibility is to love yourself enough to learn when to walk away from situations where you have to explain your worth. Now, I'm not saying that these is the end all be all, but it's some things that I did last year that got me to the point where I'm at today.
There needs to be a study done on how detrimental dating apps are for men specifically by giving them the illusion of infinite choice. And that harms everybody because women are the ones who choose. Evolutionarily, women are the ones who pick their partners. Women are the ones in heterosexual relationships who choose who they reproduce with. But when men approach dating and relationships like they're playing a slot machine at the casino, just one more pull, just one more date, just one more woman, then I'm going to win the jackpot, then I'm going to find the one. No, that's not how it works. All women are the jackpot. The woman is the prize when she picks you. That's how you win. When she picks you, when she chooses you, when she loves you, that's when you win. You don't get to choose. As men, you are not the ones choosing. That's why when you get on your dating app and you have 3 likes and we have hundreds of likes, we're the ones choosing. That's how this works. You just have to be a good enough man that's worth being chosen. That's the best you can hope for. And when somebody picks you, when someone chooses you, you hold on to that and you cherish that and you keep that for the rest of your life. Because what ends up happening is men's wives will get diagnosed with breast cancer and they leave them at alarming rates because they have the illusion of infinite choice. They think that they are the prize. And I say this with love and respect and admiration and appreciation for men. You're not the prize. That's why you have 3 likes and I have 200. I am the prize. I am the one people are fighting over. You just have to be good enough, worth being chosen, and loved by a good woman. Otherwise, you're going to be alone and lonely and at 45. Your choice.
The top 4 things that women want from a man. Number 1 is safety. Like, can you make that woman feel safe? Not only in the sense that you will go out there and beat somebody up if they talk to her crazy or if they mess with her, but protection. Can you protect her mind? Can you protect her heart? When you out here moving, don't do things that's going to embarrass her. Don't do things that's going to come back and shatter her confidence. Number 2, she wants a man of his word. If you cannot deliver, don't promise it. See, man, we be having the best intentions sometimes about what we want to do or what we're trying to do, and we'll lay it out there and then fall short. And every time that happens, she loses respect for you. Do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, don't say it. Number 3, she wants a man that can listen. Like, your woman wants to be heard. Like, she wants to feel like my man right here with me as I'm telling this story. Or my man right here with me as I'm voicing the issues I'm dealing with, maybe on the job or, you know, with my friends or whatever. She want to feel like my man is right here with me. He on my team. Like, he on my side. We be so quick to try to problem solve that we forget to listen. Number 4, reassurance. Like, regardless of how beautiful that woman is, regardless of how accomplished she is, she need to hear that from her man. Baby, you look amazing in that dress. Man, baby, I like what you did with your hair. Like, your nails, oh man, they so pretty. Like, oh my God, like, I'm so proud of you. Everything you accomplished, you know what I mean? Everything you walking around carrying, you making it look real easy, baby. I'm proud of you. Like, she need that reassurance from her man. She needs to know that her man still values her. Her man still holds her in high regard. Like, that he feels privileged to be there. She need to feel that. She need to know that.
These successful black men are not skipping over black women because of the way that you look. They're skipping over you black women because of the way that you were raised. Let me run that by you again. They are not skipping over to the white women or the Asian women or the Caribbean women or even the African women. We're talking about the Americanized black woman. The reason why these successful men are skipping over you, it's not the way that you look, but it is the way that you carry yourself. These other women, they were conditioned, they are programmed, they are trained to be wives. They are trained to be helpmates. They are trained to be submissive. They are trained to cater to their man. They are trained to be grateful. They are trained to be appreciative. If you deal with the typical black woman in America, she wants nothing but a whole bunch of things provided for her that she cannot provide for herself. She requires all of these things that she cannot do for herself. And then when you get one that can do things for herself, she talks down to men as if she's better because she's paying bills and she has a car and she has a credit score, as if that makes her better when that just makes her an adult. There are going to be a lot of women that are upset about this post, but it's the truth. It just is what it is.
One of the reasons that I think so many 30 and 40-year-olds are choosing to stay single nowadays is because the reward doesn't seem to be outweighing the risk anymore. The reward being a relationship, love, and a partner, but the risk being your peace, your heart, and your sanity. And when you've dealt with heartbreak on a level that some of us have went through, you'll do anything in your power not to go through something like that ever again. And the level of strength that it took for some of us to pull ourselves out of these dark places, we don't want to find out if we have that type of strength again. And when you've been vulnerable, opened yourself up, and been all in with a person who turned around and lied to you, deceived you, manipulated you, instead of coming to you like an adult and telling you they didn't want to do it anymore, it just seems easier to us to protect our peace, protect our heart, keep our sanity, and stay single.
And there was a guy that was talking about we need to start giving accountability back to a lot of these ladies. Believe me, men have been trying. A lot of these ladies don't want it. A lot of these ladies don't want it. They don't want to be bothered with what's right. They don't want to be bothered with what the truth is. I'm only worried about my truth. You know, when they made that, oh, I'm living in my truth nonsense, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, this is what I believe. Right, and I understand your perspective on things, but what is the actual facts of the matter? And I understand that living in a different, like you the way you see things could be true, and the way somebody else sees things can also be true. Like they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Maybe there is, but even at that, I think we get to the point to where people are at this point just making up a truth. And they say, oh, well, you can't say anything to me. That's my truth. Somewhere down the line, we've lost it. And that's what he was saying. Somewhere down the line, we've said, oh, whatever these modern women are saying, it goes. It goes. They're fine the way they are. Just let them. No. If you do something, you have to be held accountable for it.
Here are 3 huge challenges that men face when dating online, and I wasn't even aware of this until I started working with them and I did some research. My name is Mish and I'm a certified coach specializing in high-performing men. The first thing, an average-looking man has to swipe over 200 times just to get one coffee date. One. And even if he lands that conversation, it can often land up in ghosting before or after. So men could land up swiping over 1,000 times just to have a real conversation with someone on a coffee date. And guys, let me know if this is true in the comments, or maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I read the wrong research. Let me know. And now imagine what that does to your self-worth, where you keep putting yourself out there again and again, and you're just met with silence. Number 2, men are more willing to say yes to an 80% match. You ask a man, would you date a woman who's got about 80% of what you're looking for in a woman? And most men will say, yeah, I'll go for that. But when you ask the same question to women, would you go for a match that's 80% of your perfect man? Most of them say, no, it's not enough. And it's not because they really mean that, I don't think. I think that's just another program that women have been fed. And that leads me on to my third thing. We're constantly telling women, if he doesn't do the one perfect thing, leave. If he doesn't open the door, leave. If he messes up just once, leave. But what I'm asking is, where's the conversation telling men they're worth staying for? Where's the space where it teaches men how to lead from presence, not from perfection? Because that's a lie. And this is exactly what I work on with men. Not to fix you, but to rebuild the things that the dating apps have stripped away, like your confidence, your clarity, or the connection to who you are outside of the app. That's what really matters. And so if this moved something within you, then check out the free healing audio. The link is in my bio. Or send me a DM. I have a few powerful ways of how we can work together. Because you deserve more than ghosting and rejection. You deserve real connection. You know what to do.
Like, a lot of women are now understanding, like, who signed us up for this? We have to provide for ourselves. Who signed us up for 50-50? Who signed us up for this mindset? Like,
men did? Yeah, they signed us up for that by leaving, by cheating, by without protections in place, by building their own careers and their own ambitions on the backs of the unpaid labor of women, and by benefiting from a woman's sacrifice to their family without guaranteeing a woman's future. Because women like me, we stayed home, we sacrificed our bodies, we sacrificed our career, we raised our children. And then after doing all of that for the family for 20 years, you go and marry your younger coworker and you keep your momentum in your career going. So you guys go and tell women that they're being too masculine because they will no longer do unpaid labor without a safety net. You're telling women that they're being selfish for having ambition and wanting financial security in their life, even though men are praised for doing the exact same thing. What you call femininity is just servitude without protection, cooking, cleaning, caregiving, and emotional labor with no guarantees if the marriage ends. It's not that women are refusing femininity. We're refusing disposability, servitude, financial risk. If you want women to stay, then share the power, be a partner, share the caregiving, share the risk, and guarantee that if the marriage ends, she leaves with the same financial security and career momentum that you have. Until then, stop telling women to do something that is extremely dangerous for their future. Does it make entitled men feel uncomfortable? Yeah, but comfort for one partner at the expense of another partner is not tradition, it's exploitation. You're entitled, and it's not attractive.
In your relationship, what are some of the techniques that you'll use to, like, nag the guy?
Lower his self-esteem, I guess. Calling him names or something.
Because those are some of the things you've done with him in the past?
Yeah, I guess.
What are some of the mean things that you've said to your boyfriend, even though he's doing his best?
If they have, like, a gym or something, you know, like, try to insult that to kind of, like, get them down, I guess.
Just tell him, like, you're nobody, your rap career is not going to work out. What's the ultimate goal? Just to keep him in, like, a constant state of, like, depression?
I guess kind of, like, make them doubt themselves about, like, who they are as a person and, like, their own personalities and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That's great. We'll watch out for that.
Dating in 2026 is so treacherous, even a torta will try to bring you down. But that's the reality, gentlemen. We're at psychological warfare in this dating market. You can be an exceptional man, but these women will try to break you down to control you. They know what they're doing. So many men are controlled by the women that they deal with, men that are struggling. They have an amazing career. They built an amazing life, but emotionally they are broken apart because these type of women are literally there breaking the man down. And you would sit there and you would tolerate it. You wouldn't even recognize it until years have gone by and now you're codependent on this woman. Women know The easiest way to control a man is to control his confidence. If you can make a man feel as if he is less than, you can then walk all over him. And that's why so many of you are struggling, because you're allowing women to walk all over you. And you're not listening to your peers, you're not listening to your family. You're so invested in this woman. You're out here having sex with her weekly, consistently, and she's literally disrespecting you. How can you sit there and lay with somebody who doesn't even respect your actual being, who is there literally plotting against you? She's being your op intentionally. And if you don't have the right guidance, you're not vetting, you'll be caught up in a whirlwind with the wrong woman. And before you know it, this is the type of woman you marry. And guess who's coming for more than half of what you earned? This type of woman. These are the same women that get men, they marry them, they take everything. And they do this from the beginning knowing you are a weak man. But if you are ready to stand up for yourself, you're tired of dealing with these type of low caliber, low frequency women, I made Trust Fund Bags Academy to help you fix your confidence, help you fix your image, help you fix your dating profiles so that you can date abundantly and actually attract high value women that will elevate your life.
Dating in 2025 for men is like playing Pokemon, because sometimes you're blessed with it. That's like getting a game like Fire Red, Charmander and Bulbasaur score the best starters. Or you get a starter game where it's like you don't even remember the starters and you don't even want the Pokemon no more, right? That's like Sword and Shield, trash. But then when you leave, in order for you to get more Pokemon and capture more Pokemon, you got to get more badges. Those badges are attributes of a man. Leave your parents' house, get your money together, get a job, get a car, etc., etc. You need each badge to get access to the better Pokemon, the better women that you want.
Right.
And you can't until you get said badges. And then everybody wants a legendary, everybody wants a 10 out of 10 baddie. Now what about those dudes who like to cheat? They friend give them the alley-oop. Oh man, you could get this job, they'll give you 6 figures, but you ain't got the other badges. But you got a girl that's a baddie, the level 100 Charizard. What happens in the game when that happens? It doesn't obey you. It's the same thing like your girl. She won't listen to you. So it's like, if the game is already told like that, if it's sold like this, don't try to buy it separately. That's how it's supposed to be. So as a dude, if most women will sit there and listen to you and say, this is what I want out of my man, then just do it. And you'll get any girl you want.
Every man is doing the same. They putting themselves on child support. This is crazy. Every man is putting themselves on child support. That says a lot about women.
Your name, mom's name, your address, mom's address. The 2 children go here. And you're on the birth certificate, so this is the box to check off here. And if you recall the dates you signed, you can list them here. Please remember to review everything else that's not highlighted, but things that may pertain to you. Sign it with today's date. And please remember to fill out the paperwork neatly in black ink only and in print only. Please do not write in cursive. Not everyone can read that.
Finally did it. Put myself on child support, bro.
Who are ready to commit are fearful of doing so because they've noticed that many women seem to like them more and soften up when they're mistreated and kept guessing. I saw this comment from a guy on Instagram which encapsulates this perfectly. He said, I'm trapped in a generation where I don't know whether to buy her flowers or ignore her to get her to like me. Men will do what women demand of them in order to get laid. Women set the standards for and men meet them. There's this idea from Roy Baumeister. He says, although this might be considered an unflattering characterization, we have found no evidence to contradict the basic general principle that men will do whatever is required in order to obtain, and perhaps not a great deal more. One of us characterized this in previous work as, if women would stop sleeping with jerks, men would stop being jerks. If, in order to obtain, men must become pillars of the community, or lie, or amass riches by fair means or foul, or be romantic, or be funny, then men will do precisely that. So, similarly, if men need to be broken, flaky, non-committal, and inconsistent, they will meet these standards appropriately. Women's mate choices, modern romance culture, and girl magazines are not at fault for emotionally unavailable behavior in men, but they're not totally unrelated to it either. What is needed is a clearer picture of healthy connection.
Women want men to be in provide mode. But when we criticize, which is a form of emasculation, a man will retract from providing to protect. And if it's a direct attack, like on your character, you're just like your fill in the blank. your father. Now he's protecting himself. And that's what brings out the worst in men, when they're protecting themselves, because it overrides their compelling desire to protect others. They're the smallest version of themselves, and they're protecting themselves. They could shut down, they could withdraw, or they could attack. And women cause men to attack, and then we think that's who men are. Women cause men to withdraw, and we think, oh, you ghosted me, right? We have all these accusations after we've caused it by doing something like ignoring, for example, walking by a man day after day as if he's not even worth acknowledging his existence.
I think these modern women, they talk a lot, but they're not really saying a whole lot. I think that's where they're getting mixed up. And you really can't trust modern women at any age, to be honest. You can't trust them at any age to know what the heck they're talking about. You would hope that at some point in time they would see it from a different perspective. But modern women, they get older, and they're still doing the same thing and lashing out at, well, this man 20 years ago did this to me. Right. If you do if you did all the healing work and everything that you said you did, how come you're not able to see, I don't really need to be around this guy? This is a man that he's got potential, but I think where we fall short is our values. And values not meaning, well, he's kind of short. He's not 6 feet tall. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, what do you believe about the world? Can you guys agree on certain things? Probably not, because a lot of modern women they're extreme. They think that everything has to go their way. They really do. And when a man says essentially what men are saying is, no disrespect, but there's no room in the relationship for me. I'm just kind of a fly on the wall. I don't even have a place to lay my head in this relationship. I'm not actually even welcome, other than when you are lonely and you want somebody to be there for you. That's literally it.